Welcome to Off Grid Path, and in this episode I'm taking you through a bit of smoking bacon. And this is something I had planned for a little while. It's something I wanted to try. I've never actually smoked anything before, so this was very much a first time go. So there was a fallen ash tree, so I took a few logs from the ash tree just to split down in order to start a fire. And the idea was that I wanted to smoke this bacon throughout the day just to see how that looked, really, how it tasted. I wanted to get that real rich smoke taste sort of running through the bacon for as long as possible. I didn't have a smoker or anything like that, and in this woodland in particular there is quite a large set of bamboo, so I was going to use bamboo to kind of make the stand to smoke and thread the bacon on that, and that was the idea behind it. So just starting a fire through friction, it's nice. It's obviously not necessary, but it's nice just to keep those skills up using a ferro rod and get that fire going. I try and do this as much as I can, just because I think it's a good skill to have, especially when it's wet. I mean, this was a relatively dry day, so it was okay in terms of wood, but it's nice to really test those skills. Certainly when it's wet, I think it's important just to keep those skills up. So it was a really nice setting. This is a friend's woodland, and if you've seen my previous videos on my channel, you can see that this woodland I go to quite a lot. They've got a little cabin, and it's on about sort of 4 or 5 acres of woodland, mainly broadleaf, kind of classic British woodland, really. So this is a Burtonsville pot hanger, and I've made that in a previous episode. It might be worth watching. It's probably one of the best pot hangers I think you can make. Super strong, very easy, and yeah, just an all-round sort of fantastic adjustable pot hanger. So here you can see me just trimming off a few bits of bamboo. There's plenty of bamboo, and I think down the line I'd love to try and make something from that bamboo. It's a great resource and quite rare to have. In fact, this bamboo was actually used to feed the pandas in London Zoo about 100 years ago. Just a bit of a fun fact for you there. So I'm trimming down the bottoms of the bamboo. This was really just kind of not a huge amount of thought went into this stand, but I just sort of went very basic in terms of knowing that there wasn't going to be much weight added to it, so I just thought make it as simple as possible. So using 2 strands of bamboo for the sides, and then one sort of connecting both. So I'd sort of split them down the top, because I know that I was going to put a bit of bamboo over the top connecting the 2 side bits, and now I'm just going to trim off the end just to make it the length just a bit more manageable. And then I'll put 2 bits in the side, again just sort of digging them in. I'm just burning off the extra sort of leaf casing of the bamboo here just to make it easier to burn that off. I'm also just trying to get that up to heat just to take any nasties off it, because I was going to wrap bacon straight onto that. So it was quite a nice thing to just use the fire to take that, just to get it as clean as possible. So just digging in the 2 side bits here. Again, very simple, nothing special about this at all. And the idea is then to just take the bacon, and I'll start wrapping that around where the top bit is going to go in those 2 side bits. So just wrap the bacon around fairly tight. I did think, well, if I'm doing various wraps, is the smoke going to penetrate into the bacon? But I can tell you down the line it definitely did. So yeah, again, just that simple split in the wood above, and I'll just slot that bit of bacon in. One thing in hindsight here is that it probably was a bit too high. I could probably have done that, getting that stand down a bit lower. I didn't really realise this at the time, and to be fair, I was smoking it all day, so it wasn't really an issue. But I think if it was going to be a faster smoke process, I would have made those 2 side bits a bit lower and brought the whole thing down closer to the fire a bit, so there was a bit of heat coming into it as well. You can see here I did lower it slightly, but even then probably done with it being a bit lower. So that was early on in the day, and I just kind of tend to the fire throughout the day just to keep that smoke going, and then got on with a few other jobs. And then in the evening just started cooking really, and it's just a basic meal with potatoes, onions, mushrooms. The idea was just to mix that bacon in once it was ready. These pans are fantastic. It's a folding pan, packs down really light, and you've got a wooden handle on it which you can take off, or you can make your own kind of longer handle for it as well, if you don't want to carry a handle. They're really great kind of bushcraft pan to use just straight on the fire, or however you want to use it. Even at home, it's a great pan with the folding handle. So I'd highly recommend one of those, and I'll see if I can find the name of it and put it in the description. So as you can see, the bacon is smoking still, so it was a really exciting moment for me. First time I've really smoked anything, so I was kind of salivating at this point, really wanting to or couldn't wait to give that bacon a go. So very simple kind of cooking setup here, nothing special. I would just cook in the pan and eat everything from the pan, just to keep it nice and simple, easier to clean. Brought a couple of eggs because I thought I'll just crack a few eggs in there and then cook that a bit further. So yeah, not the best cook, I have to say. It's my standards are fairly low when it comes to cooking. I do love meat though, I love cooking meat, but in terms of everything else, I generally just chuck it in a pan and fry it. Probably too much, I'd have to say. But that's the bacon unravelled, partially cooked. Probably would have been fine to eat as it was, but I did give it an extra go in the pan. And there it is, you know, a full day of smoking bacon on a bit of bamboo. And I can tell you now that the taste was unbelievable, and I don't want to, it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it's probably the best bacon I've ever had. So anyway, thanks for watching, and look forward to making the next bushcraft video. Cheers.